Are space elevators possible? Okay, so what's a space elevator? It's an elevator. It's a ladder. Think of a ladder. Okay, to put it very simplistically, think of a ladder. A ladder that goes all the way out into space. That's a space elevator. Now, how can you have a ladder that goes into the sky and doesn't fall down? That's the question, isn't it? Have you heard of geostationary satellites? S- First of all, let's understand what a satellite is. Okay, so let's put the map on the screen. This is our planet. It's roughly spherical, not entirely, but roughly spherical. A satellite is any object that travels, that orbits the Earth. Okay, it goes in a circle, um, a roughly circular or elliptical or whatever path around the Earth, but doesn't fall on the Earth. It keeps on going around the Earth. So there is something called orbital velocity, etc. So a satellite is something that orbits the Earth in a circular or squashed circular, elliptical, or whatever orbit. The moon is a satellite. The moon orbits the Earth, right? So that's a satellite. It can be a natural satellite or an artificial satellite. Some satellites, like geostationary satellites, they always appear to be from where we are in the same position, because the period of orbit of the orbit of the satellite is the same as the period of rotation of the Earth. So it always appears to be stationary in space. Okay, so let's say you have a geostationary satellite which orbits the Earth at the same speed at which the Earth rotates. And then you take a ladder and you somehow attach it to the geostationary satellite, and it's also attached to the Earth. So that essentially is a space elevator, kind of. Okay, that's a rough conceptual explanation of what a space elevator is. And then you will find that the tension and all will be taken care of because of various physical properties. Okay, the physics you can work out, but that essentially is what a space elevator is. So theoretically, 100% possible. But the question is, the tension is going to be so much that a wooden ladder will break. It will just be ripped to shreds. Let's say you make it out of steel. There are bridges that have steel cables that hold them in place, very strong steel. Even if your space elevator is made of steel, it'll be ripped to shreds. So the first problem you face from an engineering perspective is that the tension is so high that you need to come up with a material that can withstand such tension. And such materials probably don't exist. Maybe we can think of spider silk or something like that. So theoretically possible, but the challenge is purely from the perspective of engineering. How do you make it possible? And the amount of material you will need, it's gonna be like, what's 36,000 kilometers, right? Um, a geostationary satellite typically is about 36,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface, if I'm not mistaken. What is the height of a geostationary satellite? Let's just Google it, right? I don't remember right now. It's been a long time since I saw any of that. Geostationary satellite height. Yeah, 36,000 kilometers roughly. So I was not very, very far away from the thing. I was essentially almost right. Essentially right. So 36,000 kilometers. So you need to have a thing that's 36,000 kilometers long. Well, that's another challenge, right? How do you create so much material? And maybe you don't have it at geostationary heights. Maybe you bring it lower, but then it'll give you other challenges. So the challenges exist from an engineering perspective, but theoretically it's very much possible. Okay, so that's the answer. Theoretically possible, but huge engineering challenges in making it work.